There is a moment, a precise, invisible moment that separates the people who change their lives from the people who spend their lives wishing they had. It is not loud. It does not announce itself. And most of us, without ever realizing it, let it pass. Researchers who study human decision-making have found something that should disturb all of us. When people are presented with a meaningful opportunity, the average time before hesitation sets in is less than a second. 1 second. That is the gap between the life you have and the life you almost had. The brain, designed for survival, defaults to caution. It scans for threat, calculates risk, and sends a signal that most people mistake for wisdom. That signal is fear. And fear, when dressed in the language of reason, sounds incredibly convincing. There is a concept in psychology called the readiness potential. It is a measurable electrical charge that builds in the brain before a person makes a voluntary movement. What is fascinating is that this charge appears before the person is even consciously aware they are about to act. But you also have the power to veto that impulse. And most people, conditioned by years of playing it safe, exercise that veto constantly. Not because the opportunity is wrong, but because acting feels riskier than waiting. History is filled with people who understood something the rest of the world was still debating. Walt Disney was rejected over 200 times before anyone agreed to fund his idea. J.K. Rowling was turned away by 12 publishers. Howard Schultz pitched Starbucks to 242 investors, and 217 said no. What made these people different was not talent alone. It was that they recognized the window and climbed through it before the world finished arguing about whether it was real. Anthropologists who study early human societies have noted something striking. In many of these cultures, there was no word for tomorrow as an abstract concept. There was only now and the memory of before. Modern life has given us the illusion that tomorrow is guaranteed. But the specific version of an opportunity, the exact combination of timing, readiness, and alignment, that version does not repeat. There is a term economists use called opportunity cost. It refers not to what you chose, but to what you gave up by choosing it. Every time you delay a decision, you are paying an invisible cost. Studies on regret consistently show that in old age, people mourn their inactions far more than their actions. The things they never tried remain vivid. They become the unfinished chapter that haunts every other part of the story. The amygdala, the brain's alarm system, registers uncertainty the same way it registers danger. Your heart rate increases, your thoughts race toward worst-case scenarios. But the body is not telling you that the opportunity is bad. It is telling you that the opportunity is real. Because nothing that does not matter ever produces that kind of response. Resistance is the signal that something significant is standing in front of you. There is a story about a farmer and a river. Every spring, the river flooded and deposited rich silt across the land near its bank. Any farmer who planted in that silt would have an extraordinary harvest. But the flooding only lasted a few weeks. After that, the ground hardened. The farmers who hesitated watched the others reap the reward, while their own fields stayed unchanged. The river does not come back to apologize. It simply moves on. No one gets a signal flare before the important moments arrive. Life does not pause and say, "This is it, pay attention." The windows open quietly. They close the same way. The version of your life that you most deeply want is not waiting for you to be fully ready. It is waiting for you to move.